He's got a break in the third, had a tough time winning the second. Long tie break won by Fish. Now Fish with the break. He's leading 2-1. This is Mardy Fish serving first point. Game 4, set 3.
I think Mardy Fish is one of these guys that you're going to look to on the American side who could really break through. You're talking about James Blake, Taylor Dent, Jennifer, but I like the way he hits his two-hand backhand. I like the way he approaches the net, serves and volleys just to keep his opponents guessing all the time. And I'm digging the black socks. I mean, you got to come out with some flair. Anyone can wear just the typical white country club. Look at this guy's showing a little color out there, trying to be cool.
Trouble in this game at left 30. He's up the break here, but there's a long way to the finish line against Younes El Aynaoui, who's played a couple of huge matches this year. He took out Leighton Hewitt in Australia. No excuses from Hewitt on that. He said El Aynaoui just served and played too well. And El Aynaoui played that great match with Andy Roddick in the next round, a classic, which he lost in that huge fifth set, 21-19 in the fifth.
Well, that took 3 weeks to complete, something like that. But this is where the big serve has to come. I mean, not only does he have the big first serve, he's got a very heavy second, Mardy Fish. And that's what you're talking about. You can bring the heat right down the center, even to the weapon of El Aynaoui, that forehand side. And El Aynaoui, actually the very similar build, tall, lean, but El Aynaoui doesn't come to the net as much. And that's what I'm talking about. You take advantage of the big serve. You can stay back if you have to. And this is why he's always going to be a threat to win at Wimbledon. Be able to take that first serve, take advantage of the floating return.
Deuce in Washington, D.C. Andy Roddick took out Mardy Fish. That was in the quarterfinals. He beat Yevgeny Kafelnikov on the way, got a bye in the first round, beat Scotty Draper, this 21-year-old from Vero Beach.
See right away the match record 23-17, but he's been in a couple of finals. He's played well the entire year. He's improving, working very hard in the practice court. Coach Kelly Jones working on his game.
Played well in Nottingham on the grass before Wimbledon, got the semi-final and lost in a surprise to me to Jonas Bjorkman.
Oh, there's that huge forehand from the Moroccan El Aynaoui, sizing his opponent up, driving it right down the line.
Break point.
Now he's stuck in that backhand corner. Now watch this. Fishy doesn't do enough with this. It's too short, hangs up in the strike zone, and home run.
And another break chance taken by El Aynaoui. Now even in the third. At Wimbledon, Roger Federer beat Mardy Fish in the third round.
Well, El Aynaoui here again with the nice forehand. This volley just sets up. That's easy pickings, but if you're Fish, you got to start thinking about maybe some big kickers out wide to the backhand of El Aynaoui, staying away from that forehand. The matchup's going to be backhand to backhand if you're a Fish fan. Stay away from the El Aynaoui forehand if you can. 31 years old, 6'4". Turned pro in '90. Played him a number of times in doubles. Very tough to play because when he gets in there, he has that long wingspan. Nice match record. But always dangerous. Played Agassi very tough at Wimbledon this year. Very tough to play. He's a seasoned veteran. Doesn't panic in situation.
Kind of player that I watched this year in Australia, Luke, and I said, how can he not, throughout his career, have had better results? We had to stop for almost 2 years. He had 2 operations on his right ankle and had to come back through the challenges. Won 6 or 7 challenges the year after those operations and got back to the major league.
He also has a very nice delivery on the serve, first and second. Nice ball toss that doesn't give away where he's serving. Cliff, you understand as a pro, what you're trying to do if you're returning some guy's serves is read where the ball is going to go. Well, if the toss is for the righty, for El Aynaoui, if he tosses it to the right, he's going to probably slice it. It's over his head, he's going to kick it or hit it flat. But he's got a very nice neutral Pete Sampras-like toss where you can't read it. And it's that hair, that, you know, that second you can't read it, that he sneaks it by. He's got that slice backhand, and to me, if I'm Fish, I go backhand to backhand. If that guy wants to slice all day, I'll take my two-hander and I'll just wait for my opportunity to get the short ball or the ball I want up in the strike zone and then go for it.
Four titles over the age of 30. Agassi is the master of that, and you'll see Andre Agassi against Frederick Niemeyer of Canada coming up next on Stadium Court. This is from Court 1.
Fish not happy for that Moroccan grease left court over the net. And then he approaches to the right wing, approaches to the backhand side. But you can't do anything about this. There's that nice slice back and giving you an opportunity. Fish comes in, but see the greasy net cord.
El Aynaoui holds on. Now he's in front. They're on serve. They've traded breaks of serve the early stages with this third set. First round men's singles here at the Tennis Masters Montreal. Fish is playing, as you know, on serve now. He was broken in his last serve game. He's about to serve here at 2-3. Third set. First set El Aynaoui 6-3. Second set Fish in a long tiebreak.
This is where Fish really needs to show up mentally and hold his serve. You know, he's up a break, lost it in a very tough game. This is where this guy has to get the momentum back on his side of the court. See, there's no reason for that. The ball's in the middle of the court. He's not coming to the net behind it. Just roll it deep cross court. El Aynaoui's just going to slice it back, give you something else to look at, something else to hit. Go, yeah, see, the forehand cross court pushes El Aynaoui way off to the side, creates the opening for the winner down the line.
Mardy Fish, very outgoing guy. His dad's a tennis pro. He's a Florida boy. And he's a Davis Cup player for the USA. Don't forget that. He played a losing effort, but he played for the US in the first round this year.
And that's one thing I really like what Patrick McEnroe has done ever since he took over the captainship of that US team, putting the young guys in. Roddick in, putting James Blake in, giving these guys opportunities to play with that pressure. There's, you know, the balance to come in, Cliff. I mean, it's very tough if you're El Aynaoui. You don't know a Fish with that huge frame is going to serve and stay back or serve and come in. Craig Boynton is going to be here this week working with Mardy Fish, while regular coach Kelly Jones is relocating to South Florida with the family from Cincinnati.
Takes his time and makes an easy pass. Still game point here for Fish. Craig Boynton, head coach, 5 Seasons Country Club in Cincinnati. And as you said, helping Fish out here this week.
See right there, Fish just guessing. The lane guy doesn't want to get hit. I mean, you can really see the ball jumping off the Fish racket. You see how he explodes at contact point, snaps that wrist to get extra power.
Fish.
Younes El Aynaoui to start. 15 love.
You see Fish is pulling off of that forehand return. When you're tall like that, you have a tendency to pull up. And what you want to do is you want to stay down and brace yourself and just shorten up the backswing and then hit the ball right back. Try to get as deep as possible. But keep your body movement up as little as possible.
Younes El Aynaoui, 30-something. He's 31 years old. His Ivan Lendl was his hero in that he used to go out and buy clothes and wanted to look just as much like Lendl as he could. Dad didn't want him to be a tennis player. He didn't think there was any future in it. Moroccan tennis player, who ever heard of that? Now they've got some serious players there.
Well, I think one of the things that what happened in 1990, the best of 14 system, where you got places like Casablanca and these places around the world getting tournaments and top players to play it.
He started late. El Aynaoui was 17 when he decided that he wanted to turn pro.
And with the exposure around the world to these far-off places, tennis just booms.
El Aynaoui with a lead, 4-3 in the third. He was down a break in the third. Mardy Fish to serve to get even in the third when we come back. Younes El Aynaoui leads 4-3. His father works for the Ministry of Finance and his mother works for the French Embassy in Morocco. This is Mardy Fish serving to him at 3-4 third set. They've traded breaks, one break only. And I say one break only, Luke, because we saw so many breaks in the Moya match, and you've been talking about the relatively slow court, which helps these baseline players some.
But both of these guys are big servers. I mean, Moya can serve big at times, but he's not considered a big server, and Clement definitely not a big server at all, location kind of server. These two guys can bring the smoke. There's a good example. Look at that. Easy pickings. But can Fish put together enough of these points on the offense and then break down El Aynaoui's serve? If El Aynaoui misses a couple of first serves so he can attack the second.
Mardy very outgoing, very friendly, says he's enjoying playing, and that's the key.
And enjoying the practice. He has the good people around him, and Craig Boyington and Kelly Jones. His dad being a former tour player really helps a lot. Because he could have wailed on this thing down the line, but showing maturity. Why do this when you can hit a high percentage shot, short cross court, pull Fish off the court with it? So even if Fish makes the shot back, he's so off the court, he can't recover for the next shot.
Andre Agassi just about to get underway. We will join that as soon as it starts. We will keep you very closely in tune with what's happening here on court one. 4-3 El Aynaoui. This is Fish at 30-15. El Aynaoui on court number one. He has a look at his chance at match point. 5-3 El Aynaoui leads. Serving forward. And he does it way down
Aynaoui.
a break. He was 1 game to love in the third set coming
Come on.
back.